All right, I want to say all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, and Shalom to the house of David, the 144,000 and the one-third men, women, and children. All right, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, Seminole Indians, you know, and the rest of the tribes and so on, and the Israelites also scattered abroad. Um, I want to get into this quick video. This is about the Italians, because you got a lot of Israelites out there. They act like all Israelites are going to look like Wesley Snipes, or we're all going to look so-called black. Like they like to use the term black. Nobody's black. All right, you can't judge nobody off of their skin complexion these days, because you got Israelites that look like so-called white people, that look like Chinese people, okay, that look like so-called East Indian people, so-called Arabs. You got our people looking like the other nations too. And it seems like a lot of you Israelites, y'all don't understand that. Like this is a spiritual thing, you know. But let me get into this article real quick. All right, so it says when Italians were blacks, the dark-skinned Sicilians. All right, it says Southern Italians were considered black in the South and were subject to the Jim Crow laws of segregation. They weren't allowed to marry whites. It was difficult, damn near impossible. They were designed, designated as black on census forms if they lived in the South. That is because the majority of them were dark-skinned Sicilians. Mass lynchings happened to them often. See, and these are Sicilians. But you clowns, y'all like to say just because of somebody's skin complexion, y'all say that that's not an Israelite. But y'all don't try spirits. Y'all just look off of appearance, man. And if you really you look up a lot of those Italians, not all of them, but you got a good amount of Israelites over there. Mostly in the southern part, like it says on here, and you got some amongst them in the on the in the northern parts too, which I heard is predominantly Edomites, but you have Israelites scattered amongst all nations, so they're gonna be amongst them too. All right, just like the Irish. A lot of y'all got a problem with when we say the Irish are Israelites. Not as a whole, but you got some that were Israelites, man. You got some still that are Israelites, by their father's line. So let me read this. It says mass lynchings happen to them often, and you know what? Guess what? Lynchings are part of the curses in the Bible, which is in Deuteronomy 21 and 23. So I'm gonna bring that out, but let me read some more of this. It says one of the biggest mass lynchings happened to Italians in New Orleans when they thought that an Italian immigrant had killed a white, which is an Edomite police officer. See, there's a difference. See, this is why I don't hate so-called white people. Can't say that because for one, you got Israelites that look so-called white. So I hate you Caucasian people though, and you got dark-skinned Caucasians, meaning like you got tears, or you got say if so-called black women, right, or any woman from the tribe, they sleep with a heathen or so-called white man, Edomite. That child is of the seed of his father, so that child, no matter how it comes out looking, it's still a heathen. All right, like I said, if a so-called black woman sleeps with a Caucasian man and they have a kid, that kid, I don't care if that kid come out looking, dark and crispy, he's an Edomite, man. He's a damn dark skinned Caucasian. That's all he is, man. It's by your father's line. Numbers 1 and 18, man. Period. This thing got nothing to do with your skin complexion. It got everything to do with your line and in the spirit. So let's read. It says the very few northern Italians that immigrated here perpetual. perpetuated the myth that Southern Italians and Greeks were of a different race than them in order to save their own asses. This wasn't true, and there are actually dark skinned Italians all over Italy. That's true. Not just in the South, as well as light skinned Italians all over Italy, you know? Even some of them light skinned ones are Israelites too. You know what I'm saying? You know, the white looking ones. Y'all like to reject people that look white, but they got a spirit of an Israelite, man. They got a spirit of a, I'm gonna say it like this, they got a spirit of a nigga on them, and they look so called white, but you say, oh, they just trying to be black, you know, all this dumb shit. When you ain't trying to spirit, and it, I know people like that, man. I grew up around people like that. That I know, you know, Irish, Italians that I know that are Jakes, man, that are Israelites. I got the spirit on them of a Jake, and they always been like that. They don't act. That's how they are. All right, and oh, let me go up. I want to skip down. It says the reason I say very few is because over 80% of Italian immigrants were from southern Italy, Sicily, Abruzzo, if I'm saying it correctly, Calabria, Campania, Sardinia, Naples. All right. It said it was highly unlikely, damn near impossible for southern Italian Italians to own a slave because they were seen as the same as blacks because they was from the same tribe, from the tribe of Judah. All right, just like you got some Irish from the tribe of Judah too. There's different clans of these tribes, man. It's like, but you got Black Power Israelites out there. Y'all be spreading the flock because y'all be rejecting these people that got the spirit of Jake on them. But just because they don't look like the average Israelite, you got a problem with them, man. Oh, you a cracker, you this, you just come on, man. You got to be more spiritual than that. You can't be, you know, all carnal and shit, man. Got to read people's spirits. The mass immigration for Italians didn't start until 1880, and even then they were discriminated against. However, this mass immigration leads leads into Italian Americans today, and that's all I'm gonna read on that. I just wanted to get the point out there, like, yo, there's a lot of Italians that are Israelites, man. If y'all don't like it, fuck you, man. You know, straight up. There's a lot. Listen, if you know that the scriptures say we're scattered amongst every nation, what the fuck makes you think that there's not gonna be Israelites that look like heathens, man? Come on, man. Use your damn brain, man. Y'all be being stupid, man. And for you clowns out there talking about some both the parents gotta be Israelites, you're stupid, man. Why you think the Lord came? He came to take the curses of the law off of us, man. So them Gentiles, which are Israelites, who Paul went to, can be saved, man, through faith, not of the law, of faith. But y'all don't understand that, man. So I want to get back to this point right here. The mass lynchings of the Italians, right? That's the curses, man. That's the curses of Deuteronomy. Let's read Deuteronomy 21 and 23, man. It says, his body shall not remain all night upon the tree, but thou shalt in any wise bury him that day. For he that is hanged is accursed of God, which is Yahweh. So the scripture is telling you anybody that's hung on the tree is cursed of Yahweh. It says so. It says that they land that they land be not defiled, which the Lord thy God given thee for an inheritance. If you didn't understand that, let me get in another translation. Right? Let's read it in the. Let's read it in that. Where's it at? New Living Translation. All right. It says the body must not remain hangeth from the tree overnight. All right. It says the tree is hung, you know, getting hung. That's the curses. You must bury the body that same day, for anyone who is hung is cursed in the sight of Yahweh, man. You know, you cursed of the Most High. And that goes with Galatians too. That same thing happened to the Lord, Yahweh Shah, who y'all literally call Jesus. In Galatians 3 and 13, right? Let's get it. Galatians 3 and 13. It says Christ, which is Yahweh Shah, all right, have redeemed us from the curse of the law, right? So it's not of the law, you know. How we're not going to be justified by the law. That's all it's talking about. Because if it was of the law brings death. We all be dead right now if the Lord didn't come and be that ultimate sacrifice for us. So Christ had redeemed us from the curse of the law. Yahweh Shah came, you know, to be the redeem us from the curse of the law, being made a curse for us. For it is written, right? It says, "For it is written." That's back in Deuteronomy 21 and 23. It says, "For it is written, cursed is everyone that hangeth on a tree." Man, that's the curses of the Most High, man. And he came to Yahweh Shah, who y'all nearly called Jesus Christ. He came to take the curses up off that curse up off of us, the curse of death. You know, we still gotta keep the laws though. But you know, if you're an Italian or Irish or whatever, man, and these scriptures, you know, these scriptures resonate with your spirit, there's a chance you could be an Israelite. You know, we know that they're, you know, the for the most likely, we know that a lot of them Italians in the southern parts are Israelites for the most part, man. No matter what they look like, we know that they're Israelites. So I want to read this real quick and where's it at? I'm gonna read Acts 2 and 5, right? So Acts 2 and 5, and it says, "And there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven," man. All right. Just like today, you're gonna have that same thing. Let me go to and yo, every Israelite is not gonna look like your average negro or Native American or Latino, man. It's like I don't know why I don't understand how you have a hard time understanding that. You got somebody that look like Eminem, man, and it could be an Israelite, man. Look at the chick, what's the chick name? Lovely Mimi, man. She's definitely a damn Israelite woman, man. Her spirit is strong, man. She got a nigga woman spirit on her, man. The Lovely Mimi chick, man. She look like a gook, but she's obviously a Israelite woman, man. But the unspiritual, you know, they can't see that. Isaiah 11:11, and it shall come to pass in that day. You know what? Let me start at 10. This is Isaiah 11:10. It says, "And in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an insight of the people. To it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious." And it's not talking about, when I say the Gentiles, it's not talking about heathens. It's talking about Israelites. Because like it's gonna explain itself. Let's read it. 11. "And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Syria, and from Egypt, and from Pathos, and from Cush, which is Ethiopia, and from Elam, which is the so-called East Indians, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the seas, where a lot of them Japhites are. Those Japhites, so-called Samoans, Philippines, and Malaysians, and Tongos, and all that. Yeah, you got Israelites amongst them. So it kills me that you got Israelites that are talking about, oh, if you're not from this, you know, if you don't look like this and this, you stupid as hell, man. You don't know who's who. You got heathens. You got heathens. Rihanna, pop star Rihanna is a fucking heathen. She looked like an Israelite woman, but she's a heathen. What's the chick name? Faith Evans is a heathen. She's an Edomite. You know what I'm saying? Tatiana Ali from the Fresh Prince of Bel Air show. She's a damn heathen, man. She looked like a so-called black woman, right? But she's a heathen. Her father's an Edomite. It's crazy, but that's, hey man, it's the truth. You can't go off of somebody's appearance, man. You're a damn fool, man. Oh, Lenny Kravitz, Tia and Tamara, those are Edomites. Their fathers are Khazars, fake Jews. Edomites, Caucasians, man. Their mothers were so-called black women. And you women that had to see these heathens, you're finished too on this side. You finished. So let me read. Verse 12. And he shall set up the insight for the nations, and he shall assemble the outcast of Israel, man. That's the point, the outcast of Israel. And gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth, man. Period, man. All right. As a matter of fact, let's jump to Revelation, the New Testament. See, this explains Revelation 7 and 9 if you didn't understand it. Because when you read Revelation 7, when you read Revelation 7, chapter 7 and down on, it talks about the 12,000 from each tribe, right? But then when you get to Revelation chapter 9, it talks about then, it says, I'm going to read it. It says, after this, I behold, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, and all nations. You hear it? It says of all nations, right? And kindreds, and people, and tongues stood before the throne and before the Lamb, which is Yahweh Shah, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands. Those were Israelites, man. I just gave you the precepts. I read the precepts first, which is Isaiah 11 and 10 to 12, and you got Acts 2 and 5 to 11 verse. That explains it, man. When Paul went to the Gentiles, he went to Israelite Gentiles, man, who were following the ways of heathens, man. That's all. That's who he went to. He didn't go to no straight up heathens, man. The Messiah told them not to go amongst the heathens. Go to the lost sheep who were lost, man, who didn't know who they were. All right. But anyway, I just wanted to bring that out. Cause I'm tired of you black fucking power Israelites, man. You guys are retarded, man. Man, shut the hell up. Cause y'all retarded and y'all carnal as hell. But anyway, with that, I'm gonna say, call halal Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah, and Shalom to the house of David, man.